When you come across problems like this where you have to find the measures of several different angles when parallel lines are present, the main topics I put down here that you really need to remember that are going to be helpful are, first, vertical angles are congruent. Remember, vertical angles are like ones that are across from each other, so these two would be vertical angles. Linear pairs are add up to 180 degrees. Again, a linear pair is an angle that forms with another angle to make a whole line here. So those are linear pairs. Those add up to 180 degrees. The sum of the measures in a triangle is 180. So if you add the three angles together in a triangle, you should get 180. So if you know two of them, you can find the other one. And then the last thing has to do with the parallel lines being cut by a transversal. Now make sure you know and familiar with these definitions. I'll try to point them out as we go along. So here, let's look at these two parallel lines cut by this transversal right here. Corresponding angles, they're congruent, but let's point out what corresponding angles are. Whenever you have two lines that intersect, you have a group of four angles and a group of four. So corresponding angles are the ones in the same position. So I see angle 7 here is in the top left of those four, so it corresponds to 15. 8 is in the top right, it corresponds with 16, and so on. So 13 corresponds with 21, and 14 with 22. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to look at alternate interior angles. So we still have the parallel lines cut by a transversal. Alternate means on the opposite side here of the transversal. And interior means between the two parallel lines. So 14 and 16 are alternate interior angles. They're on different sides of this transversal, and they are inside the parallel lines. So alternate interior. So the other set are 13 and 15. And then alternate exterior angles. They're on opposite sides of the transversal, but on the outside of the parallel lines. So 21 and 7 would be considered alternate exterior angles, and then 8 and 22. So when doing a problem like this, my suggestion really is to find all the angles. It might take you a little bit longer, but you won't get confused in which angle have I found yet. So we're going to write what we know. Measure of angle 2 is 28 degrees, and measure of angle 17 is 73 degrees. And then we can go ahead and start finding a bunch of other angles. So with vertical angles, I'm going to look up here at the 28. I know that this is going to be 28 also. Down here we have 73, so this is 73. Because of the linear pair, those two have to add up to 180. So 180 minus 73 ends up being 107. So this is 107, and this is 107. Looking at this group of four here, 9, 10, 12, and 11, we can compare them to 17, 18, 19, and 20 because they're parallel lines cut by a transversal. So we know that angle 9 is going to be 73 because it corresponds with 17. Angle 12 is going to be 107. 10 will be 107 because of vertical angles, and then this is 73. Now I notice that we have a little triangle here. We actually have a larger triangle here also. So you can use either one of those. But we know that the triangles, or the angles in the triangle, add up to 180. Now I know this is hard to read, but angle 5 there is 28. So we have 28 plus 73 gives us 101. And to find angle 8, we're going to do 101 and subtract, 180, and subtract that 101, and we get 79. So this was for finding angle 8. So finding angle 8 is 79. And now we can get set on finding several other things. So if angle 8 is 79, the vertical angle 14 is 79. We have a linear pair here, so this is 101, which means this is 101. Comparing these two sets of 4, they're parallel lines. So 15, angle 15 has to be the same as 7. Angle 16 has to be the same as 8, which is 79. This is 101, and this is 79. So we have all these bottom ones. Now we just have to come up to the top and figure these out. Let's look at angle 4. We could have found this right away from the beginning. So angle 4 here, well, not at the beginning, sorry. Actually, we could have at the beginning. That is, if you look at, let's get a different color. Parallel lines cut by this transversal, 17 and angle 4 are alternate interior. They fit this right here, and alternate interior are congruent. So we could have found that angle 4 is 73 degrees. And now we can easily find angle 1, because that's vertical to it. That's also 73. And then angle 3, we can look at this whole angle. That's 180. So we can take the 73 and the 28. That's angle 2 and angle 4. Add those together. And we get 101. And we actually did this problem before, but 180 minus 101 is 79. So angle 3 is 79, which also means angle 6 is 79 because they're vertical angles. And so now, I know it's messy, but we have every single angle in there, and we can go through and answer questions 1 through 6. So angle 4, if we can find that, that's the one we found recently, that's 73. And that's the reason why I said find all of them at once, because we didn't find angle 4 till kind of the end, but that was the first question there. Angle 5, that's one of the first ones we found, that's 28. Angle 6 is 79. Angle 7 is 101. Angle 12 is 107. And angle 16 is 79.